I am touching base here with you guys. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Give me a shout out. Let me know where you're from, what channel you're watching us on. Are you on YouTube or Facebook? I am super excited to be creating with you today a spectacular card. If you guys are excited as I am to see this amazing fun fold card, you're going to want to join us right now. If you are part of the Getting Crafty Stampers group, you should have your, let me just double check this here. You should have your measurements and maybe your pieces ready to go. And you might be like pivoting if you see what I'm doing and you were doing something slightly different. So if you're asking what I'm asking about, or if you're talking about, you're like, Jamie, what are you talking about? Well, what it is this is inspired by our Getting Crafty Stampers group on Facebook. So that's Getting Crafty Stampers. It's a free group. We have super fun in creating, and every month we create a mystery stamping. Brain froze for a second there, you guys. So this is our mystery stamping of the thing. Hey there, how you doing? No. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm guessing Noelle's joining via Facebook. That's usually where, or Instagram. Nope. She's joining via YouTube. That's what it is. We are going to be creating with a brand new collection that we have out that's an online exclusive. So I'm getting my bits and pieces. Hopefully I have them all. It's using this horse and sleigh suite. It's One Horse Open Sleigh. That's that song. And that is the collection that we're using for here. If you want to get the suite. But all stamp sets are on sale 15% off from the main catalog starting tomorrow. So if you want to get your own set, make sure you do so. And there's also bonus day dollars. So every $50 you spend, you get a bonus $5 shopping spree. So there you go. Hi, Debbie. When do you leave the country, sister? That's what I'm curious. I'm feeling warm and I could put my fan on, but I think it affects your eyes a little bit more. And so I'm going to put my hair up and show you guys this phenomenal card that we're going to create today. Monday fun day, Monday fun day. Oh, I'm so excited. Post pictures. Let me know how it goes. I've always dreamed of going to Europe. I'm super happy that you are. This is our pop and flip card, you guys. Pop up flip card. Flip pop up card. How did I call it on my blog? You guys can see this at 9 o'clock tonight. It'll be live with all the measurements. And it looks really pretty, right? This paper is phenomenal. I incorporated the holographic trio designer shimmer paper there. And then when you open it, it pops open and flips. And your inner piece has a whole little mechanism to flip and pop open. So you can see here if I can do it. I can't do it, just blind. It folds flat and will fit into a standard envelope. This is a very simple and super fun technique, embracing the new stuff. And we're going to be using the brand new blends combos in Pecan Pie, Misty Moonlight, and Lemon Lolly Twist. You wouldn't know that those three go together, but they do. And the great thing is they tie into this designer series paper. So if you guys don't know, our designer series papers give us a full recipe card with all of their colors on the back. Yes, I'm going to try not to drop everything. Okay. On the back, they give you all of the colors that are included. So you can purchase all of your cardstocks and inks and accessories to coordinate. So it's really easy and fun. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, hit share, because sharing is caring. Even if you don't share it, sometimes I think the algorithm thinks that you clicked to share. And so they like that. I don't know. Social media, y'all. Not my favorite cup of tea. I work at it, but y'all, let me just say. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you some fun stuff that we do right now. Let's turn this around and create. There we go. We're going to zoom in of my messy studio. Don't comment on that tabletop. Ooh, that was something. Now, we are going to be creating with the photopolymer stamp set. And so to get the best resolution, what I'm going to do is use our Stampin' Pierce mat. So here I have a piece of basic white cardstock, which I'm grabbing. I had it. I saw it. I see it. because it's holding the die. Okay, so you guys can see here, I used just a sticky note to hold it down for easy peasy die cutting. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink up this sleigh with writers. And it's surprisingly easy to create this. Now, some of my girlfriends that stamp with me on the regular in our stamp club here locally, they wanted to know how to use the color lifter. I can't find mine. I had several and they've disappeared. I'm guessing my daughters, when they helped pull the retiring stuff, pulled the color lifters and got rid of them. They probably sold them off on like one of my BOGO sales with my luck, which really sucks, right? Like, oh my gosh, that paper. You check every day, Denise, because it comes back up. So this paper is phenomenal. Now, by using a pierce mat, it's going to push back up against the photopolymer image, giving me a much better resolution in my stamping. So we have this gorgeous paper, and doesn't it look like it's fully lit? Like, it gives you the sense that it's vibrating alive. And then when you open it, I chose a much calmer piece for the inside, and we're still going to embrace the color of the season, and it moves. It's a pop-up, it's a flip, it's super easy too. So if you have your measurements for your pieces, you're ready to go and create alongside of me. If you haven't, we will be having Christmas in July. Next Monday will be a bonus live. Monday the 31st, we'll be doing our last Christmas in July card for it. Now I'm going to color this in just because it's super easy to do. I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight to give me a really beautiful slate color. So we're going to turn it around. You can use the fine tip or you can use the pen tip. There's two tips on there, and one's look a bit like more a paintbrush. So this is what I like to do. I like to go up and trace along the line that is there. So often, you guys, I will turn this to color so I'm not coloring blind. And it's okay if there's that space. You can just like add that shadow in, right? We're going to come on up, get on in there. Now, I like to apply the dark color first. So come on in. But you want to use that as your natural shadow. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is you're going to capture those corners and kind of come out just like that. Oot, oot, oot. And you want to stay in the same corner because you're going to have that natural light reference point. So I'm going to go heavier here on the bottom of the sleigh, and then I'm going to come out. Always look for a light source. You can even leave a little bit of white on there as a natural light source. Now, I see that the sleigh is a little, like, I didn't stamp it a few times. I just stamped it the once. I'm just going to darken that there. Can't hurt, right? And then, oh, I wanted to get with the light, make sure you hear that snap. That snap is really important when you have these alcohol-based markers. I just find that the tip doesn't bend as much, so I kind of like that for smaller projects, which is really interesting. Now I'm going over the dark and the white area with a light color. Why? Well, that's going to actually darken the dark and keep the light a lighter shade. It's very simple, but it's a kind of neat technique with these markers. So I'm going to actually cover over it, and you might see streaks, but they are going to fade because it is designed to blend. So I can't believe that my color lifters are missing in action, and I can actually. It's very disheartening. I'm behind. There's some stuff that has happened in my life, and so I just lost track of time in life. Don't you hate that? So I have a lot to clean up here in my studio. So often when you create with markers, you'll get streaks. This is designed not to give you streaks. You're designed to actually go over it multiple times, and it will blend out. Here, you will not see streaks on this project. You will see the shading of the darker, which is what you want, right? Just keep going in. And I actually like that little bit of lightness that you might see there. Those little streaks, do you see that? Hey, Melody, you're here! I love this paper. Now I'm going to use the light one and just go over the strap. So we have a coordinating colored strap with this. Now, living near the Amish, they have these giant horses, you guys, giant. And so I find them amazing. They remind me of Clydesdales. I grew up in California where my son and daughter were born. In the high desert was actually where the Anheuser-Busch horses were stored, the Clydesdales. And so I loved them. I used to go take the kids and walk down by them, and they would come up and, you know, with their little horsey noises. Now here I'm going in with the dark where I missed that piece. And you can see just that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Right there. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel. I would love for you guys to do that. By liking and sharing, it just is a huge help with social media. And I'm going in just a little bit to the corner. I don't want this to be a big dramatic shadow, just a soft one. I'm going to go into the shadow areas. So you would see it behind the sleigh. You would see it on the bottom of the sleigh here, and like the curves, you would see that. It's pretty neat. And then there's this line. We want to just kind of highlight that line. Boom. You don't really have to work very hard with our Stampin' blends, but this is my trick. Besides the snap, hear that sexy snap. It's going to color through because it's an alcohol-based marker, and it's going to color through. So have something you don't mind, get a little inky on that. We're going to do the same thing with the pecan pie. So we're going to come in, and I'm using the darker of the pecan pie, and I always double check. Can't hurt. And so it is a perfect color match. You can't go wrong with that, you know? And actually I want the tail to be a little bit darker. And the hair, I find that that's the truth. That's the case usually for these beautiful horses. And then go extra dark. And you can keep building. This is designed for layers, you guys. It's designed for layers. And I look for the lines that are naturally drawn in and the shadow points. So the leg, you would see that there. And the shadow under the belly. Now this is going to be on the back. So you're looking at the horse and you're just capturing those shadows. You might want to come in right here. Highlight that arm point underneath the band. The natural shadow that you see drawn in, go ahead and shadow it in. It doesn't have to be super fancy. The ears, I like a little bit dark ears. And here. There we go. And you can go along the bottom. And it doesn't have to be perfect. See just a little bit of shadows right there? And I'm going to color in that little pony paint that you see there. I love finding painted ponies. Do you guys love horses as well? I mean, I'm a little crazy about them. I love it. We used to live in an equestrian neighborhood, and I actually miss that about our old house. It was great to have those horses that would come up, and my son, one of the neighbors, rescued donkeys. Did I ever tell you guys about donkeys? That, you know how they carried Jesus on the cross? And so donkeys have a different DNA of hair that actually forms a cross in the different direction across their back. It's kind of amazing, you guys. And I have to say, coloring is kind of cathartic. But don't send me coloring books. Please, don't do it. I just don't color like a lot of people do. I'm so busy, I'd rather make a card out of it. And I've actually taken coloring books and made cards out of it. Some people have given me a whole bunch. And so one of the beautiful women in our disabled ministry at church that I work with, she loves to color as a form of her therapy. I gave her a bunch of books, and she was just so elated about having those books brought in. And I was so elated to have them gone from my... And less guilt. Like what it's kind of like those plants, you know, you have them and then you feel guilt over not doing anything with it. I left a little bit of lighter color there. And then I'm going to grab and just darken that strap. So really easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and I don't feel like coloring all day. So what I'm going to do is Stampin' UP provides a variety of colors, and you can see them numbered for skin tones. So you can color in the little hands and the thing, and so you have a lot of flexibility. It can be anybody in your life who can personalize this, and then we'll die color it. I know that it's not done being colored, and I just don't know that I will finish assembling it. But I don't want to spend too much time on just coloring, you know what I mean? Jelly bean. Let me see who's here. My laptop keeps like spacing out. I don't know how to make it stop. Okay, I have no idea. Anyway, we're gonna back out. All right, my sisters. So we're going to set this bad boy aside. But whenever you're coloring with blends, do not colors directly on your tabletop, because there's a good chance this ink can go through and stain your table. Or if you had paper underneath of it, it would easily stain that as well. So I'm putting my ponies over here. And I'm grabbing all the bits and pieces we're going to need to create this card right here. It's very, very simple. We need 3 pieces of Misty Moonlight. That's it. Boom, shaka-laka, baby. Boom, boom. So if you were part of the Getting Crafty Stampers group, you should have your measurement and your pieces ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this gorgeous Misty Moonlight cardstock, make a nice firm impression. Now, the great thing is this collection of designer series paper is breathtaking. And of course, it's Stampin' Up, so it's double-sided, right? It's like seems to flex. It's coming and going on the regular, but look at these patterns. Bright, bold colors, super pretty, easy to work with. I am in love, but I adore this on fire, like lit up for you warm winter scene. So I placed that one on the front of the card, but we're going to change it up. It's so hard because I love that one. And it's so funny. I was looking for a complimentary piece and I kept coming back to it. And I was like, well, no. Well, no. And you know what? It's so funny because I used this on the inside before. I'll put my finger there. And then you can see some beautiful wood grain where it is this beautiful scene behind here. It reminds me of the lake in Big Bear Lake, California. And then you have this stunning little deer scene. Isn't that a preciousness? I know. Should we use the deer, you guys? What should we do? You tell me. Are you good with the deer on the outside? Or, ooh, one of my other favorites. You guys ready for it? Is the fox. There's a fox one in here. Super pretty. So you can choose. I'm going to keep going with how beautiful these are. The subtle colors in between just grab me. Is this it? Oh, this is our fox. Are you guys ready? I love the fox. So there's the fox and there's the deer. Which do you think we should be using? You tell me, girlfriends. You tell me. I can't pick. I'm having such a hard time. Cute, Denise says. I think so too, Dee. I love them all. I can't pick because I just think they're phenomenal. Deer, Melody says. Fox, Denise says. Stacy says deer. Hi, Stacy. Okay. Deer 1. So we're going to grab this deer. And it's going to become the front of our card. Yes. And we're also grabbing the deckled framed layering die set that is our rectangles. Deckled rectangles. And I'm looking to see, it should be right here, but I worry I'm going to like knock everything over. Or I moved it ever so slightly. Yep, no, here, it's right here. So this is the 3rd size up is what I'm using, just so you know. And so what we're going to do is we are going to create with this deer. I'm going to set aside the awesomeness of it, the front of this card. So we just need to create it so it's on the front of the card. I'm going to go up. Yep, that's what we're going to do. All of these measurements are on my blog. You can also see them at gettingcrafty.net at 9 o'clock tonight. It will be live. If you are part of the Getting Crafty Stampers group, you have already been playing with these measurements, and you should be like super stoked because you're ahead of the game. Save all those beautiful pieces, you guys, because they're beautiful. Just in case you didn't know. I just cut it wrong. Crackers and cheese. I'll have to make a card specifically for that. So here we go. So I want to create where the center of this card is the featured focus, right? So that is my goal, the center of the card. There we go. Now, you can see the beautiful deer right there, and we're going to end up die cutting the little deer out. Ooh, I love it. I love it so, so much. It makes me happy. And so what we're going to do is we're going to stamp in the Misty Moonlight to tie in that cardstock base. if I had more time, I would probably prepare all of the pecan for this, but I'm not going to. So boom. Okay, so we're gonna come right up and go right on the deer's feet so we can really snug as a bug get that in there. Easy peasy. Now, one of the adhesives I encourage you guys to use on this project is our Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use the tear tape, but this is going to be a lot easier for you to use in creating with tonight, so that you can get a smooth line transition here. Yep, that's perfect. So what we're going to end up doing is die cutting this. So if you guys look here, I did cover the front of it with Wink of Stella. Do you see that there? I don't know if you guys see it. I'm grabbing that little sticky note to put it right where I want it and hold it. Boom. I think that's great. And it's actually less stamping, which always, like, one less step for an over-the-top card, it makes me happy. This is surprisingly easy because it's just two little mechanisms that make it all come together. Those deckled rectangles are a must-have for your crafting collection. If you guys don't, you can see all of the supplies for this on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. But it makes it easy to die cut a variety of sizes that you need in all of your crafting. And a standard like that is a good thing to have in your collection. I'm going to put mine back just because I would do that. And I grabbed these magnet sheets and I just put them on there. And I'll put that on my blog for you guys in my must-haves. I'll do a must-haves of stamping. Now, this is a die, so it does all the work for us, which, hello. Could you imagine trying to die cut that horse out? That would be a little bit more work than maybe I want to do. So I'm using that sticky note and I'm going to die cut that really quickly. And then we're going to make sure we embrace the Wink of Stella still, because even though this is a really beautiful scene, snow sparkles and it's beautiful. You know, we didn't really have it in California. We would get it a little bit in the mountains, but nothing like here. And one thing I've never done is ride a horse-drawn sleigh. That is one of my goals to do down the line. I've done like the touristy one in Big Bear, but it wasn't a sleigh. It was more of a carriage. So there is that. And I already did die cut, just so you guys know. This little tree comes with this die set. And I die cut that out of the holographic trio right here. So we have a shimmery tree. We have, I'm going to put these dies in here because I'm going to lose them if I don't. And when you look here, this can be overwhelming to people. I know my friend Bonnie is always telling me that it's too much for her. What you do is you have a piece like this where it's just this perfect little embellishment, right? It's not overwhelming to the project, which makes your life so much easier. Oh, I screwed up. I screwed up already. Can you believe it? Yes, I am legit. Okay, so what we're going to do is I was supposed to put on the front of the card here. Always die cut the outside of this project, you guys. Right here. And then pop this card open. Put it on the card front. I'm going to back out just a smidgy widgies, so it's a little bit easier for you guys. And grab that die cut again, which is so easy to do when you have them all in one place, right? Then we're going to put this right where I want it. And use that little sticky note, which, what did I do with my sticky note? I'll just grab another one right here. And we're going to die cut this out. We're creating a window card here, my sisters. So I know that my Stacy is nearby, but where is everybody else at this evening? Are you traveling right now, Melody? Usually you're off gallivanting to see your grands or great-grandkids. Denise, did you make it home yet, girlfriend? I'm sure Noelle is here in Indiana as well. She might be in Florida. Sometimes she does that. The great thing with technology, you guys, is we can see each other everywhere we go. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. So here we go. I am going to actually end up using this piece putting my decal frame back in. Yes, you made it home. Denise was just visiting her daughter who moved to Tennessee, which is, I know, hard to be away from your kids, but you're an amazing Grammy, so you have that. There we go. So we're going to grab this, get all my bits and bobbles off. I'm going to move this piece out of the picture so that I'm not rustling my pieces. Maybe. Then I'm going to place this on the front of the cardstock. There we go. And it's going to fit lickety-split right back in. Isn't that great, you guys? Super easy and fun. And you can create this in a layering aspect. Oh, your grandkids are visiting. Oh, he's turning 12 tomorrow. I love that. Hopefully you're doing something fun and fabulous for him. Now, with the Wink of Stella, I'm just going to go down the trees really quickly. Nothing is adhesive that I just put the deer down on the front of, and maybe I'll decorate the nose and the eyes and the ears there. Don't overthink the Wink of Stella. It's kind of random, just like snow sparkles, right? You just want a little dash of loves on the front of it. Don't lose our holographic one. You're going to love that. Then, I love that they're visiting you. I look forward to the day that will be my story. And makes me happy to think about. Now, I wanted to find a piece for the inside that was relatively easy to still write on. That was a big part of this card. So I'm going to trim this down. Did not want to come home, Denise. You're so funny. It's hard to be away from your kids. I totally get that. And, but you're empowering them to like go, and you still get to go visit them, and you're such a good Grammy. Okay. So we're going to decorate the inside of the card. This is where it gets a little finagly. Are you guys ready? Don't lose your bits and bobbles. I'm going to end up making a ton of these cards. They are surprisingly easy, and it delivers all of the wow. Now, this is going to be interactive. Don't be a shy adhesiver when you have a card that's interactive. And how often do you ever place a full designer series paper on the inside? But it's phenomenal. You are welcome. We're going to take that piece that we have score and cut. Again, all of these measurements will be on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. That's gettingcrafty.net. And we're going to use our bone folder. I raise it about 45 degrees here. Right there. And it's going to create a little square that you see right there. So we're going to take and go like this and put extra adhesive on the front. So go 2 full lines of our Stampin' tear tape here. And you really want it to kind of go into the, no, you don't. Look at, I cut this a little bit too high. That's okay. I have a vision. We're going to come here. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to use that 2 on the bottom piece. And we're going to go just 1 across the top. Here. Our goal, you guys, is to get this towards the center of your project. And when you open it, it's going to open just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezies when you see that there. Now you have 1 more piece, so don't forget that, right? 1 more piece, and it is unevenly scored. That's really important for you guys to know. It's unevenly scored. It's going to be your second mechanism. So when you look, it's this little piece that will help it to do that floppy pop aspect for your project. Why am I spacing here? Yes. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I kind of screwed up. I like that to lay flat. I'm not going to die. 1 line of adhesive down here. I over adhesived. So this is the secret. I'm going to give you guys a secret. My embossing buddy, I go in and I'm just going to fill the adhesive with the embossing talc, and it's no longer sticky. Where that is, but I didn't do the whole thing, so it's sticky back there. Make sure. I don't know why I'm spacing on this. No, I'm right. Girls. Okay, so go to the middle of this rectangle right here. Right, close it up. And you should have your square and your piece that looks just like this. Your piece is sitting on the top in the middle, and your little square tube is sitting right there. Do you guys see how that works? Is that enough? Does that make sense? So then we're going to close this card. You're going to grab this piece here, this little piece, and we're going to go in and put like 2 good little dashes right there in the middle. We're going to line it up right there and give it a good back rub, right? You know me, I'm going to flip that bad boy over and run my bone folder across the back of it so that it gives a nice adhesive. So when you open it, it's going to just pop open just like you see there. The little deer moves. So he's on the inside of the card as well as the outside. And then I took our multi-purpose liquid adhesive. You do not have to decorate the outside of the project, but it's always good. So I'm going to see which side I'm doing here. We're going to do the middle with my multi-purpose. Less than you think you need, friends. And then one side. Pop that down. We just want it to kind of peek over the image. It's kind of when I wear really good lipstick and I'm not feeling good, what I do is I'm actually distracting you from the not feeling good or not like feeling like I'm looking good, if that makes sense. And this will fold flat. I think it's because I die cut it the second time afterwards. It's a little bit like extra paper right there. Then I just took this with our designer series paper. I mean, our Stampin' Dimensionals. What the heck am I talking about? You guys, my brain feels a little fried. We have had a long week. I went to Chicago last week where within an hour of being in Chicago, somebody had hit and run our car. Thank God we were not in it. It had been parked, but they hit it and broke my mirror and just added stress to like after a long drive. Praise the Lord, though, that we were fine and we were able to go and spend time with family, which I miss my family tremendously. We also have this little sleigh couple. So when you put it in, you can have it so that it's right towards the top there. I'm actually going to cover that gate. I don't really want it to be obvious that it's a gate right there. We're going to grab that Wink of Stella. Now, this is an alcohol-based marker. It will not blend right now. It's never going to be watercolorable, if that makes sense to you. So I'm going to color that sleigh and follow that image because who doesn't love a little sparkle on their sleigh? Right there. Right there at the front, super pretty. And then maybe this here, the ears on the horsey, and then like the nozzle and the nose. You could do their little noses there. Boop boop, because it's cold outside. And it might be a little bit more of a romantic thing than it is, but I love the snow. So here we go. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Is my question. So when you look, it starts off with being closed and being beautiful, in my opinion, on its own. That you see right there. And you see right here. Which do you prefer? Do you like the deer or do you like the glowing forest? And then when you open it, it's our sweet little wishing you a season of cheer, my dear. Do you love it, Denise? I'm so glad. So you can see here, and it's a pop-up like flip card, you guys. How easy and fun is that? So easy, so fun. But which is your favorite? Is it the little deer or is it the sunrise? Glowing one. Cute card. I like the design. Thanks, Connie. The deer, Denise, is that getting you? What a fun card. Both are nice. Thanks, Anita. So I knew you were getting stuck, my Anita. And so it's just that little fold. And now you totally will rock it. And you guys, Anita's an amazing artist, as are my friend Denise and Debbie. So these cards, they can use this very quickly. Now, how would I do this if I were doing a ton of these cards? I would take, do you love the forest? I really like both of them, but I'm with you. Both of them are really a fun option. And then you have that little glowing tree on the front. It's not overly done. That's really a big thing, you guys. Don't overdo it when you're doing your projects, kind of a thing, if that makes sense. So there you go. Let me see if I can turn it around. hi. So we have two really fun pop and flip cards, pop-up flip and pop-up cards. And you can see all the measurements for this on my blog at gettingcrafty.net. And if you're part of the Getting Crafty Stampers group, I want to see you create yours and post it for a free prize from me. I love sending you guys gifts. So right here, super pretty. Comment and let me know which is your favorite. Subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't, so you can join us all week long as we create and connect over card making and crafting. Go to gettingcrafty.net to see all of this, and you can see the link in the description and below. Have a great evening. God bless. Good night.